Hey beauties, welcome to the Clean Beauty Podcast. Did you know that unlike most everything else in America, cosmetics are not regulated? This means that corporations can use thousands of potentially harmful ingredients that I personally know can cause health problems. I'm your host, Cassandra McClure. I've been in the beauty business for over 10 years as a celebrity makeup artist that advocates for safer and more sustainable cosmetics. Join me each week for important news, exclusive interviews, and more on the clean beauty revolution.
Okay, hi Cassandra. It's really nice to be here and thank you for having me.
Yeah. So you are now in Austin, Texas, right? Just to give the listeners a little bit of background, Lydia and I actually met in my home, right? You came over for Dreampreneurs Chat, which is Lydia's podcast. And so I was actually a guest on her show, which you can find on YouTube and iTunes and everywhere else. But we kept in touch. She came to a few Rising Tide Society meetings. And before I knew it, she was leaving us. So she moved to Austin. But she is an amazing film producer and basically interviews dream chasers from around the world, different professions, but a lot of creative women, and talks to them about their journey and all of that. So she has so much amazing content over on her YouTube and her own podcast, which recently started. And I'm just so glad to have her on the show. And a couple of things that we wanted to talk about today were just what she does to live a cleaner life. So clean living. I know that she does some yoga. She has a pretty awesome morning routine. And so we're just going to talk about that. And, you're in your 40s, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And when she came over, she had all this equipment and she was just like a little firecracker. Like I had no idea she was 40. And so when thinking about who I wanted to bring on the show, I was like, I wonder what she does to live a clean and sustainable life. And so she gave me a few tips and I thought we could share them with everyone today just because at that age, you really have to have some secrets. So I wanted to share those with you guys.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, first of all, it's really an honor to have you in my show at a time. And as you mentioned, I'm really passionate in telling stories, and especially for dreampreneurs like yourself who make an impact in society. Because I myself have been in business for 12 years and doing the business of filmmaking, video productions, and photography is definitely not easy. I mean, as a woman, we can do all things for sure. But our body do have some few things to maintain differently with men. So we do carry all those heavy stuff, tripods, cameras, and there most of the time during the event it will be like from early in the morning and until late of night. I didn't notice how important it is to for the self care, for exercise, for balancing ourselves to living. Previously, when I was in my 20s, I wasn't aware of all those. I just go out and carry all those things by myself, and I can say yes to everything until one day I got injured. And the injury, it was really I must say is quite severe because it takes years to recover. The reason was because besides carry all those heavy stuff, I was also doing a lot of post productions behind the computer that takes long hours. So I have injury on my back pain, and a lot of headaches a lot of times. So at that time, I decided to start reading about how to be better, how to make my body, my muscle to be better. So I start doing all sort kind of things like massage and acupunctures, all those Chinese medicine that they can recommend. I tried it all, and I tried exercise and yoga. And so I feel much better after a year because I've been abusing my body like for so long. So it's just like after a year, I feel better, and I decided to go to the gym regularly, running regularly. If I'm not able to go to the gym or yoga when I travel due to my job, I will go for running, and I will do a basic pose for stretching. And the most important right now is actually every morning I make smoothie. So I try to balancing every single nutrition that I need, in terms of like for my muscle strength, for my fiber, for almost everything. Like they have powder to provide for me to combine coconut oil, and so that every single day I will have a different things comes to my body, and it's will be a good for my to sustain me for long term to keep doing what I love to do. Yeah.
Okay, so when you say you had an injury, was it a physical injury or was it something just like an overload of like a long time coming sort of thing, or was it like a certain day where you like sprained your ankle or something like that? What happened?
I think it's first of all, it start from physical. It's just like accumulate things of injury. Like I've done like 3 years of keep doing events, weddings, day and night, and probably the injuries start from little things, and I kept ignoring it until one day I when I wake up, it's just like very hard to get the whole of my body up, and especially on my right hips, I feel very very sharp pain on that side. So I went to doctor, I went to different kind of physiotherapy, all sort kind of things, which nothing at that time, there's nothing that could immediately give me recovery on the seconds. Like it's not like for us having headache and you eat ibuprofen and it can be just be gone in 5 minutes. But this is like things that I've been abusing my own body for 3 years, and that led to depression as well. So that led of my emotional health as well. So then I learned to a lot of. I mean, besides I learned to be healthy in my physical health, I learned to be healthy in my mental health as well. Because like by then I know how important it is to have self love, to have a self care, to love myself first, to pray first, in the morning, to really think through, to write a journal, on what kind of things, so that I won't be blaming myself or guilty if I don't doing the task today because I just want to rest, all those kind of things. Yeah, so yeah, there's a lot of all sorts kind of thing that I do at that time when I was really down at that moment. Until a year later I feel much better, because like I really literally I swim almost every day. Yeah, and I go to the gym almost like really 5 times a week, to get myself recover for my body. Yeah, all those things.
Okay, so let's like rewind. So you kind of had so to answer the question, you kind of had like a physical and mental breakdown. You had depression as well, and you were just like, I need to change something. So did you go into a different specialist and they told you, okay, you should really look at what you're eating, look at what you're doing, like go exercise more? Or were you just like, I know I've been burning myself out, right? And you were like, okay, I need to make a change, and it was all just self-discovery on your own.
I would say that time it was like a self discovery on my own. Like, I mean, different people giving me different advice. So I went to Chinese massage doctor, who really doing for. I mean, they can give the medications and with Chinese herbal things. So I tried those as well. And I tried to go to physiotherapy as well, who give me a different advice to according to a Western medication that you need to use these drugs, all those things. And then I went to also I hired a fitness um, uh, instructor. So then he also gave me a different kind of advice to watch my diet, all those things. So basically any kind of things that I can do at that time, because like I was really in pain and I really desperate to get recover really soon. And it's just annoying every time I do every projects. Um,
So like week to week, is it like Mondays you go to the gym? I mean, you said you go 5 days a week, but is there every day where you said you do different thing? The smoothie's interesting. So is there something special about a smoothie, or is it just like, for me, it's convenience, right? I don't have time to like make bacon, eggs, and hash browns every day, and also that's not that healthy. But
yeah.
what does kind of health mean to you now? What does clean living mean to you?
Okay, so my achievement so far is probably one of the things that's also very different. Previously, I have a hard time to. I'm not sure how do you say this. Is it constipations? Like like I have a hard time to, um, like probably once every 5 days. Previously to make business.
Yeah.
But now, ever since I drink smoothie, like I can do it almost every single day.
Okay.
That's probably one of the big achievement. And one other thing is it's like my muscle. It was like very easily to get injured. Example, like let's say the fitness instructor instructed me to lift up 5 kg, to do a shoulder, to train my shoulder muscle or something like that. It was like very weak, but ever since I drink a smoothie with I mixed it with cacao, and then matcha powder as well, and then like I saw all sort kind of fruits like cherry, dark cherry, banana, all those protein that will give me like I mean, let's say today I lift up a 5 kg, like I can feel that it's not pain, it's not a sharp pain, but it's a good pain, it's a building up the muscle kind of pain. So yeah, there's a lot of different with drink smoothie. And of course, like I mean, in my 40s, that I can definitely feel this. Like in the morning, if I eat those American breakfast with hash brown, fries, and all that, like I will tend to not able to focus and not able to be sharp, not able to think. The whole day, like I will be easily get tired and I want to have a nap, all those things. But ever since I drink smoothie every single morning, I mean, of course, I can have a cheat day like once a week on a Sunday or Saturday, but almost every other day I will drink smoothie and it will give me more fresh, and I can sustain for the whole day even without the coffee. I mean, I don't need so much caffeine in my body to keep me avoiding napping, all those things.
Wow. So yeah, that was what I was thinking when you said smoothie and like relieving yourself. I'm like, okay, well, I just drink coffee and like that works for me every day. And I feel like that gives me that boost. So what is it that's in your smoothies that's so amazing?
I think there's one thing that is also very good is the chia seed. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's one thing that I put in every single day. So that is like it's a fish oil, but it's in a seed. So it's a lot of omega 3, those kind of thing that will help, especially if I have injury. Like the muscles can get pain very easily or stiff very easily. Definitely you go to any doctor, if they if you mention about this, they will suggest you fish oil kind of thing. So in my smoothie I didn't put a fish oil because like maybe I don't know, like I never tried that. And I tried to put hemp seed and also chia seeds, which is a lot of omega 3, and it's very easy to digest and our stomach is very soft and smooth. So um, yeah, this will sustain my muscle to have like more flexible and more. Of course, I need to mix with yoga as well. I do a lot of Bikram yoga, so I need a lot of hydration as well. So then again, that smoothie, it will help both to muscle and also to hydrate my body and to make me more flexible. I mean, I need in my job, like I need to travel, I need to running around, I need to squat, I need to do a lot of things and physically. So definitely to maintain my muscle, it will definitely very important for me and my career. Yeah, so
That's great.
yeah.
And so for the listeners that don't know, that are listening in places that maybe don't have access to a yoga studio, what is Bikram Yoga?
Okay, so Bikram Yoga is a hot so in the room it will be like 100-degree kind of a temperature, and you will need to be inside like about 1.5 hours. There is some classes available for 1 hour, but most of classes are for 1.5 hours, and you will do repetitions poses every time you go Bikram. There will not be any new pose or surprising pose, but then it will always be a same thing um, that will challenge you to achieve the maximum. Let's say in that pose, the maximum, it will be your face touching your knee. At first maybe your face not able to touch your knee, but then every single time you go to the Bikram with every single same poses, and in that 100-degree heated room, slowly but surely you will be able to touch your knee. So then it will be so those poses are really good for back pain, for lower back pain, and for and a lot of time lower back pain is caused by the stiffness of your leg, which if you do a stretch, if you stretch it immediately when your leg is really stiff and it's really the muscle is really not flexible, and you forced it to stretch it, it will be even more injured. So Bikram will help you to first of all, the heated room will help your muscle to relax a little bit more, and then it will make your whatever your pose that you're doing, it will get improved every single time you go Bikram. And so then that's how you improve your flexibility as well.
This is part 1 of a 2-part series. Please download the next episode to continue listening to this podcast. Thanks for listening.